I moved. I also got a little bit sick, and so it's been a while since we've done one of these devlog updates. The struggle with the move was sitting down and being able to get some B-roll of the development process. I had a lot of packing to do, and so I really heavily relied on Claude to help do this next batch of work, and we got a lot done together. So with the packing, with Claude, I don't have a whole lot of B-roll to share with you guys. So I figured I would just walk you through the features we made together. So you can see one of the first features that Claude and I added was this new onboarding flow. The idea is to teach new users unfamiliar with Upstanding the general idea of how the product works. You can see the timer is paused while the onboarding flow is going. And in here we'll have screenshots of the app to kind of just guide you through how to find the features and functionality. I'm thinking I'll have some sort of a video here that shows you click on the icon, a drop down comes, and that's where your main interactions with the app will be. And then of course we'll show a screenshot of our fancy new preferences menu to show you all the ways that you can customize. Once you hit get started, you can see the timer starts ticking down. In my debug mode, I have the timer set to 1 second instead of minutes. That just makes it so I can get through the states faster for testing. By default, the app uses the OS notifications, so we should see that come across. There you go. I hope that shows up on the recording. Sometimes it doesn't. For now, I'm going to pause. One of the newer features that we added is this new snooze ability. So clicking on this will add 15 minutes to your timer. In my case, in debug, it's 15 seconds. If you hold down Option, you can have a custom duration just like we have for pause and mute. And here you can see the updated preferences menu that we've been building over the last several devlogs. We have our fancy premium gated functionality where if you click on it, the upgrade button will jiggle, letting you know, hey, you should maybe consider upgrading. Yeah, we added in a whole bunch of features. I'll walk through one at a time, but to make it a little bit simpler, I added in a special debug mode only. If I click on this icon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, you can see automatically I have a free subscription. That saves me from having to go through the subscription flow every time I'm trying to test something. So on the general tab, you can see we've added in a feature for showing the dock and the icon. I like to have just icons up here and not in here. So if you're like me, you don't have to have this feature. If you do like your icons in here, you can customize. You can see I had a little bit of a mismatch in state there. That's something I'll work out as well. There are a few bugs still, but as you change your icon, down here changes as well. I thought having the ability to have a couple of custom icons just makes it a little bit more personal, makes it a little bit more you. In the timer section, you can see we've added the ability to have custom durations. I do recommend keeping it at 28 and 2. Research shows that this is the optimal way to use a standing desk moving throughout the day. However, if you want to have different times, I totally respect that. Of course, you're always able to reset to go back to your default. In the notifications tab, we added in 2 new alert styles, speech bubble and popover. So if I go ahead and hit resume here, you can see with speech bubble selected, let me change states so we get one a little bit quicker. With speech bubble selected, we get this nice little comic book style bubble that comes out of the icon to tell you when it's time to change positions. With popover, it comes just directly in the middle of your screen. This is for people that get a little distracted and can't notice the speech bubble or the notification. For me, I much prefer the old school system notifications, and for testing, I usually have it hidden. We also added the ability for you to add custom sounds. So you can add a sound from this menu. And then once you've added a custom sound to the app, you can find it alongside both the sounds that ship with Upstanding, the macOS sounds, and then your custom ones. And of course, at any time, you can delete the sound from the system. The one feature I'm not sure whether or not I'm going to keep is this focus mode integration. The reason I'm thinking I don't want to keep it is I really wanted to have the experience stay inside the preferences menu, which you can't do. It requires private APIs, which I could use, but then I couldn't distribute the app on the App Store. I would have to do direct to consumer. So the workaround that Claude and I came up with was to have this button that deep links into the preferences for focuses. So you can see I've created this test focus. Once in there, you go down to focus filter and Upstanding, and you can choose what to do when you get into that focus mode. So you can pause the timer, you can mute it with suppress notifications. I don't love this. We'll see. I want to have my beta testers tell me whether or not they think this is something that provides value. That's it. That's Upstanding 2.0. Those are the features. Claude and I were hard at work, and this is what we came up with. There are still a few bugs to fix, and I'll work through those while we get through our beta testing. But we're pretty much there. The other thing I have to do is set up the actual premium plans. I need to get consistent between calling it premium and plus. I've got to play with the name. I've got to figure out what I like. But yeah, from there, it's just little touch-ups. I might add in another couple of icons, but you're more or less seeing Upstanding 2.0 right here. So in the next devlog, hopefully we are launching this. Thank you for watching. If you found this at all entertaining, I hope you'll subscribe for more updates to Upstanding and what we do here at Easy Solutions. Thanks. Bye.